Iron Man in this league until that NBA Finals dunk where he tears his ACL, and now he suffers another potentially major injury. So for him personally, this is as bad as it gets. For the Warriors, it's even worse. I thought the Warriors were way overvalued with a healthy Klay Thompson. Without a healthy Klay Thompson, Broussard, they are going to be a fringe playoff team. Like, Draymond is not the guy he was 5 years ago, and your favorite player in the league, Andrew Wiggins, is going to ask to be the second option on that team. So this is disastrous for Golden State, and I feel sick for Klay.
Well, you handled the personal stuff. I mean, obviously, we all feel terrible for Klay Thompson. Also, this is the best NBA backcourt in history. The best backcourt in NBA history, and we may not get to see them for a second straight year. Nick, you surprised me because I'm with you. Obviously, they have absolutely no chance at winning the championship. I thought I might be alone in saying they might not make the playoffs out west. Because the problem is that your second best player, Draymond Green, doesn't score. So now you are looking at Andrew Wiggins to be the second scorer on a very good team, and I don't know that he can do that. I loved him, and you're right. You teased me about liking Andrew Wiggins. I love him as a fourth guy, and that's what he was when Klay is there. The fourth guy, the third option scorer. He'd be great in that role. But now as a second guy, no. They need James Wiseman to mature immediately and be ready to be productive right away. And they need Wiggins to step up and be a very good 22-point scorer as the second guy for them to even just make the playoffs.
Yeah, I still think they make the playoffs. I don't know if you believe in the Suns, or I know you don't believe in the Blazers. You spent the entire, summer making fun of me, Broussard, so I know you don't believe in the Blazers. But I still think they make the playoffs. I think Steph is going to come back and have a resurgent year. And just glass half full, and I really feel for Klay. If there was a guy, and the defense would really suffer, obviously, but if there was a guy who was built to be like the purest spot-up shooter since Ray Allen, it's probably Klay. We've seen him explode for monster games where he has more points and three-point attempts than he does dribbles. So, Brandon, I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible. I think that he would still be play very effectively, even if he's limited by an Achilles, if that turns out to be what it is, which I hope it isn't.
Yeah, let's hope that it's not that bad, but this is devastating if he has an Achilles injury and he's out for the year. This is devastating for Klay, obviously, coming off of another injury and ready to get back out there. It's devastating for Steph Curry, Draymond Green, coach, and every guy in that locker room, everybody in that organization. They were excited to get back out there. And for this to happen before they even take the court together is brutal. And it's also devastating for the NBA. This is going to be one of the most exciting years in the NBA in the last 10 years. You look at what's happening in the West. And then the East, the Nets, there's a lot of excitement there. The 76ers, the moves they're making. You have the Bucks. Oh, man. So it's devastating for everybody. Hopefully, things are not that bad, and we see Klay out there, and we see the Golden State Warriors competing at a high level this year, Jenna.
The 76ers.
Morey, props. He has come in there and worked some miracles right away. I mean, most people didn't think you could get rid of Al Horford's contract. He did that, and then he brings in a 3-and-D guy with championship pedigree in Danny Green and one of the best shooters, arguably the best shooter in the NBA in Seth Curry. When you put those two around Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid, that is a starting five that should be elite on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. What it's going to come down to now in Philadelphia is culture and maturity. And that's what you bring Doc Rivers in for, and Daryl Morey. Can they create a championship professional culture in that organization that gets them close to a championship? And then their two stars, Simmons and Embiid, have got to mature. As much as we talk about the problems with their games matching each other. What a lot of people out there in Philly will tell you is that it's really about them each wanting to be the man. They really are concerned about, am I the man or is he the man? What is he doing? What am I doing? Is he getting more credit than I'm getting? Doc Rivers has to sit them down and explain to them, it doesn't matter. If we win at a high level, you both will get major praise, especially with one being a perimeter guy and one being a big man. Because on paper, they're as nice as Brooklyn as anybody except maybe Brooklyn in the East.
And let me add to that. If people worry about the Simmons and Embiid fit, look at the on-court numbers. Those two on the court together, plus J.J. Redick, the 2 years he was there.
That's right.
They were better than plus 18 points per 100 possessions. Seth is a better shooter than J.J. Redick. Statistically, I'm not saying this is the take, but statistically, he's the best shooter in the history of basketball. This is why Daryl's great. Daryl understands how to build out the other pieces of the team. I know for a fact the Rockets looked at Seth Curry a year ago, but because of their switch everything defense, he wasn't a fit on that end. But when you have Joel Embiid manning the paint and Ben Simmons as an all-league defender on the perimeter, you can handle a minus defender in Seth Curry. So that's a great move for them. Getting off the Horford contract is magic. And I'm telling you right now, America, I'm not saying this is my pick, but I am saying I might have this morning placed a small financial investment on a Lakers-Sixers NBA Finals, which right now pays out at 40 to 1. So, you know, $250 to win, I call it $10,000 Lakers Sixers. Just putting it out there, Brandon. It's just available to you, America. And you should maybe consider it.
Look, Nick, I'm a huge J.J. Redick fan. He actually married one of my college friends. Look, when the Sixers lost him, they needed shooters. They haven't been able to find any shooters. Last night, they got two. Doc Rivers goes and gets his son-in-law, Seth Curry. They get Danny Green. They have two. I really like this for the Sixers. Now, Danny Green, his lone year in Toronto when they won the championship, he was shooting the three ball at 46%. Last year, he dropped down to 37. Danny Green, get back on track. Please don't continue to trend in this direction because you have a great opportunity ahead of you. You could potentially win 3 in a row. Woo! Wow, I like this for the Sixers.
Bye.